What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who don't know, it's early in the morning, boys, and guess what we about to do? We about to wake everybody up. Yeah, that's right, guys. 2021 Yamaha R1 about to make some pops and bangs. So we got this thing on the dyno. We're about to flash the ECU. We're about to make more horsepower. We're about to get rid of the restrictions, but most importantly, we're about to blow some fire. Yeah, that's right, guys. This customer come in all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. He said he wants some horsepower, but he also wants to be that loud and obnoxious guy that shakes and rattles your windows. Let's see what we can do with this new 21 R1. Stay with us, guys. Here we go. So as you can see, this 21 R1 is all murdered out. This thing looks super, super good. It does have an authentic Austin Racing 3/4 exhaust system. And when I say authentic, I'm saying that because a lot of these Austin Racing pipes are Chinese knockoffs. We've actually tested one on an R1. You can go back and check out those other videos in my channel. But a lot of these pipes, like I said, I don't know why this is the copycat company, but they get knocked off a lot. So anyways, this is the real deal. We're gonna see if this real deal one is any better than the Chinese knockoff. And then, like I said, this customer has specially requested. He loves the pops and bangs. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna try to build a custom pops and bangs tune. Let's see what we can do with this thing. It sounds pretty good already, but we're gonna change it a lot. It's already got a lot of pop and gurgle. Now, a lot of that pop and gurgle is because the bike is too lean, so it's not getting the proper amount of fuel, and so that's what makes the thing lean pop like that. We're gonna correct all the leanness, which will actually delete a lot of the popping, but then we're gonna put it back in a different way with my old trusty secret super duper method, and we're gonna see what this thing will do. I think it's gonna be interesting. Here we go, baseline pull on this R1. I've already warmed the engine up, got the tire warm. The first thing I noted about this thing is it is crazy, crazy lean. See that number over there on the screen, 18.4? That's as lean as the dyno sensor will read. In other words, the bike's not running, so of course it's not getting fuel on the sensor, so it's lean. So anyways, keep an eye on that gauge there and watch how lean this thing runs. So the first thing I noticed, I stalled out like 3 times, putting this thing on the dyno and just taking off. The thing gets 0 fuel off idle, which is super annoying because you have to like really slip the clutch to keep the thing from stalling out. So anyways, we're gonna fix all that. We're gonna fix all the drivability issues. Now, from what I could tell running wide open, it starts out crazy, crazy lean, and then it didn't go too terribly bad, but watch the restrictions in this ECU. They really cap this thing off big time. We're gonna make this thing a whole new bike. It does get a little bit of blah, 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 blah. And the lower RPMs are right off idle, and like I said, that's because the thing is crazy lean. Whenever you rev it, boom, cuts all the fuel off, and the thing wasn't hardly getting any fuel to start with, so that kind of popping is actually bad for the engine. We don't want lean pops, okay? So anyways, let's get into the video. Watch that air fuel gauge. It's idling in the 60s and 70s. horsepower. So remember I told you this thing was super restricted? Well, I think it's in limp mode. It actually, the customer took the servo motor and stuff off. He does not have a servo buddy. He does not need a servo buddy with the ECU Flash, but if you just take it off, basically it kills the power on this thing, period. So I'm currently clearing the code out now. We're gonna see if once we clear the code, we can re-dyno the bike and just see if the power comes back. If not, we're gonna have to go ahead and flash ECU. We're not gonna get a fair baseline number, but you gotta have a flasher servo buddy. Alright guys, so we didn't get to clear the code out. Well, actually, I tried to clear the code out, but the code, since there's no servo there, there's no servo buddy there, the code comes right back, and no matter what, this thing goes into limp mode for the missing servo motor. So we dynoed it twice. We got 99 and 102 horsepower. Now, that doesn't matter for us today. It's not a fair baseline. You can go back and watch some of my other Yamaha videos where we dynoed these bikes to see what they make baseline. Typically around 160 horsepower or something. Anyways, this thing, look at it when you put it into time perspective instead of RPM perspective. You can see here, here's our 102 horsepower pull. From the time I hit it wide open to the time I let off the gas, 14 seconds is how long it took to hit the rev limiter. Right before it shuts everything down, the thing I'm just holding it wide open, it's like, made a whopping 6 horsepower. Out here, she spiked 15 horsepower. Before it really shut it off, 86 horsepower. Long story short, if you have a R1 and you want to put a slip-on exhaust on it, servo buddy is a must if you don't have the ECU Flashed. If you do get the ECU Flashed, you do not need the servo buddy, I repeat. You do not have to waste your $60 or $70 on that. Put that towards the ECU Flash. Boom, more horsepower, less parts on your bike, better performance, guys. All right, ECU is flashing right now. I'm not gonna go into great details about the restrictions in the ECU on this bike. It has tons of them. Go back and watch my other videos if you haven't already seen those. That's gonna show you the restrictions. This thing's almost ready. We're not gonna put the pops and bangs in it at first. We're gonna do a little bit, but we're not gonna go extreme. A lot of people don't like the pops and bangs. It is a 100% option here. You tell me, do you want it? Do you not want it? Comment in the comments below, let me know. Is that loud obnoxious, or are you that loud obnoxious guy? ECU says it's ready, let's rock and roll. One more thing I wanted to touch base on. If you have one of these 21 R1s and you want to get your ECU flashed, the ECU sits right behind this cover right here, okay? I did a couple little cheats to get the ECU out without removing everything. You remove that screw, there's a little thing down here on the bottom, you remove that screw, remove this screw, and then this piece will pull back. Once you pull that back, you can remove that screw. Then you can pull this out a little bit to give you a little bit of room. The ECU just kind of sits in little clips in there. If you just kind of push them little clips to the side, you can slide the ECU out the bottom without having to remove your whole entire fairing. The next thing is, whenever we flash them, we disable the O2 sensor. So it's a must that you unplug the O2 sensor. You don't have to remove it, but you do have to unplug it. This particular bike has 2 O2 sensors. A lot of them only have 1. So the O2 sensor itself is right down in there, okay? This is the kickstand, so it's right about in here, and you will see the wire. You can kind of just go down here and tug on the wire. Long story short, this is the O2 sensor plug-in, okay? It plugs in this little black cover right here. You just pull that cover back. There's several plug-ins in there. Find the one, it's got like a rubber coating. You can tell this is really a thick rubber coating. It's a lot different from the other coatings are more like a plastic. This one is a really rubbery. It's got 4 wires, okay? Unplug that, come around to the other side of the bike. There's another O2 sensor right about there, okay? And that wire snakes up in here behind the clutch cover. you can take a long flathead screwdriver and just kind of pick that thing out little by little, and it plugs in about right back in there, okay? So you have to kind of tug it out and then take your flathead screwdriver and lift up on the opposite side of the clip, and that will release it. You can pull it out and you do not have to take your whole bike apart to do that. Send me $5 for that tip right there. That's gonna save you about an hour's time, guys, because you have to take the tank up. Man, it's a real pain in the butt. One more Yamaha tip before we get into this. If you want to send your ECU into us to have it flashed, you're gonna get a check engine light, okay? And if you just unplug this ECU, boom, instant check engine light. It those 16 codes, okay? So in order to get rid of those codes, you have to have some sort of OBD2 scanner and the diagnostics converter to go from an OBD2 to the Yamaha plug-in, okay? This is pretty much for all 2017 and newer Yamahas. I have those for sale on the website as well. So you can clear your codes back out. Yamahas will not clear out on their own. All right, we should be ready to rock and roll now. Oh yeah. Keep an eye on that air fuel, guys. This is just a baseline flash. I don't know if you can hear me or not. This is just the baseline flash. Watch how much better the ECU or the air fuel ratio is right off the bat. So far, we've got some pretty good noise. I'm working on trying to get us a little fire now. The thing has made really good horsepower. We're going to show you that in a minute. But we know the reason you're here, boy. You're here to see the noise. like that, the new R1 is finished. We ended up with 179 horsepower. Remember I told you this is not a fair baseline pull. His bike was in limp mode due to not having a servo buddy after removing the exhaust servo. Typically these things make around 160 horsepower, but the horsepower goes up and then it'll start to go back downhill really hard. So typically on one of these things you pick up about 25 to 30 horsepower at redline by flashing the ECU, which is really, really big gains for the money spent. So anyways, if you have one of these bikes and you want to send your ECU in to get flashed, whether you want the pops and bangs or not, hit us up, mooremafia.com. All the information is on there. Go to the ECU flashing page. As soon as you get to that page, you're gonna see a video. Watch that video that explains the process for what you need to do to send it in. As far as the guys that watch this video, what did you think about the pops and bangs? Do you like it? Is it too much? Is it dumb? Is it the absolute coolest shit in the world? Anyways, comment and let me know. O2 sensors, remember you gotta unplug these when you flash your ECU, and then you will just simply tuck that back up in there, okay? You will not remove it. Take your little flathead screwdriver, push him on back up in there so it can't fall out, and then you will be good to go, guys. All right, that's gonna do it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new to the party. Click the bell for notifications. Smash that like button. Check us out, mooremafia.com. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.